Hey team, it's a great day here at Agile Dev, and I just wanted to walk you through how to install a caching plugin. Now, what we've done is we're on a dashboard and we went here to our plugins area. And so what we want to do is just go ahead and add a new plugin. And the one I like is W3 Total Cache. And so I'm just going to type in W3 total, and here it is. I'm just going to go ahead and install that right here. It has a million active installations. They keep it updated pretty often. So I'm just going to go ahead and activate that. Now, what this is going to do is basically it's going to save our page, and it's going to deliver that page to the client's browser or your viewer's browser, and it just makes it so that their browser doesn't have to go through a search, find, figure out what your website is, display it, and everything. It gives it straight to them. They can go ahead and read it, display it, and it's just a lot faster. One thing with caching your site that it's important to know is that depending on what plugins you have, W3 Total Cache might not be compatible with strong testimonials. It probably is, but there's a lot of different plugins out there, so if this one doesn't work for you, they're all pretty similar on their setup and installation, so just pick one that works well with you. The reason I like W3 Total Cache is it also works well with another service I use called Cloudflare, which is a content delivery network that I'm going to be doing a video on here in a minute. So W3 Total Cache is great. If we go here to the settings, I'm just going to go through and show you how to quickly set this up. We don't have Cloudflare yet, so I'm not going to go through all that. But so if we have our page cache, we're going to hit enable, and that's important to do. If we have Cloudflare, they're actually going to be taking care of Minify, but since we don't, we're going to go ahead and enable that. And if you're not 100% sure what to do, you can always reach out to us, or you can just leave this disabled. And so the next thing we want to do, just come down here to the database cache. Sometimes people think that they need to cache their database, and so if you're on Cloudflare, again, they're going to take care of this. If you're here, just go ahead and enable it. Now, with Object Cache, if you click this, it can actually slow down your site unless you really know what you're doing. I just leave it unclicked. Browser Cache, we have that enabled. You can do the enable a CDN, which we'll be talking about later. But if you're using Cloudflare, just keep that disabled. Now we can just come down here, just scroll through these. If we have an API key, we can install it there. But for most people, they're not going to need that. Now another thing we want to do is optimize disk, enhanced page, and minify disk caching. And that'll just give us a small boost in the performance. We can actually save out our settings by doing this, but for right now I'm just going to hit save all settings. Now the next thing we want to do is come to the page cache, so right here, and if we're using SSL, we want to make sure this is selected, but we're not using SSL right now on the site since this is just a demo, and so it shouldn't really matter. But what we want to do is click here, click on the different users, just to make it so that it doesn't cache any of the pages for the following users. And in here as well, what we can do is we can put our sitemap. Now for a plugin, for like SEO, I usually use Yoast. But they kind of create a sitemap for you, and if you're going to do it here, you can do sitemap.xml. That's what the URL would be if you have a sitemap, or if you've created it in a different way, maybe with a different plugin, it'll tell you what that sitemap is, and you can do it there. And then on here, we'll just keep scrolling down and see if there is anything that we need to do. One thing I like to do is click on this compatibility mode, and this will just prevent some errors that might be possible if you don't click it. Alright, so we're going to save the setting. Now, for now, we're not going to go through minify, database, object cache. With the browser cache, what we want to do is just make sure that these first 6 or so are selected, and we're going to go ahead and hit save all settings. Alright, so we've gone through a basic installation of this total cache. There's a few different optimizations we could do to this, but for most users this is where I would start. And just to kind of give you an idea, so what we'll do is it'll load your first page, and it might take a second to load, but every time we reload after this, it's just instant, right? So it saves a version of your page. And if you need to purge the cache, you can purge all the caches. So that basically means just it purges your entire site. Or if you just made a change on the contact us page, you can just go and just do purge current page, and it'll just refresh that contact page or the home page, whatever page you have. And so that's a quick way to install a caching plugin. Again, the way you purge it is you just come up here to performance, purge all caches. You can also come here to performance, and then you have all your settings here. Purge cache, click on that, and you can go ahead and empty the cache here. Here's some messages that most of the time you can actually just hide these. And yeah, so that's pretty much all there is to installing W3 Total Cache and optimizing it. And when we talk about a CDN or a content delivery network, we'll go through some of the other settings and set those as well. Thanks. Have a great day. If you need any help, reach out to us at support@agiledev.org, or you can go to our website, agiledev.org, and just fill out one of the contact forms, and we'll see what we can do for you.